I shouldn't have done this. There's so much lag about. Oh wait, I can't die. I literally cannot die. I literally cannot die. I'm just auto-attacking and winning. Season 2 is upon us, and I have a wonderful, wonderful Necromancer build for you. This one is insanely fun, super tanky. You do not die. I have only died once, and it was to the world boss because I was level 20 and he was level 35. So he chomped on me and killed me in one hit. Other than that, I will intentionally take a bunch of damage just to see how fast I can heal it back, and I'm out healing the damage that I'm getting. Any of the bosses that you come across, you can literally face tank them. You don't have to worry about anything. This build is so strong. I will leave a link to like a physical written up version of the build that's going to be on your sneak preview. It's on D4 builds. So this is what it's going to be. One of the aspects that you're going to want to get for the build before I hop back over to the actual gameplay is aspect of the embalmer, which makes it so when you consume a corpse has a 30% chance to spawn a blood orb. This is going to be huge later on, so if you can nab yourself a pair of these, definitely make sure you hold on to them because they are going to be wicked good for your build. All right, so we're going to go through the abilities first and the gear second. Big, and we're going to go hemorrhage into Acolyte's hemorrhage so that you get the 20% increased attack speed while healthy while casting hemorrhage. This is pretty huge because this is how you're going to out heal all the damage in the game. We're going to go for Bloodlance up to Supernatural Bloodlance for the Overpower, which also is going to spawn a Blood Orb under the first enemy hit. One of the aspects you'll see later on, use those Blood Orbs to cast more Blood Lances, so it just kind of multiplies your damage really nicely. I put one into Hued Flesh just to spawn more corpses, because we're also going to be using Corpse Explosion with Bloody Corpse Explosion to create the pools of miasma on the ground, which is going to do dot damage, and it's going to help to clear pretty much any of the trash mobs around, so it just makes everything a lot smoother and easier. 3 points into Skeletal Warrior Mastery because I am a Necromancer. I like to have my skeletons with me. I like to raise the dead. That's what Necromancers are to me, so I like to build my builds with minions in them. 2 points into Grim Harvest so that you can get essence every time you pop a corpse with Corpse Explosion. And then for now, I just put in 1 point into Fuel by Death. Both of these will be maxed out in the future. This was just because I'm leveling, and this is more of a leveling build until, you know, we hit max level, and then I will release a full end game build for this with, you know, all the aspects, all of the uniques and everything that's going to go along with this build. 3 points into Skeletal Mage Mastery. We're going to go down here, grab 1 point into Gruesome Mending so that we can grab 3 points into Coalesce Blood, which is going to make it so that your blood skills deal 18% more damage while healthy. You're going to constantly be healthy because you literally can face tank the game, except for the world boss. Tides of Blood, 3 points, so that your Overpower is going to do 15% increased damage, double that whenever you're healthy. So again, constantly staying healthy. And then we're also going to have 1 point in Drained Vitality. For now, later on, this will be maxed out, but this is giving you Fortify, which is going to help you to remain healthy even longer. I put 1 point into Transfusion because I want to spawn as many Blood Orbs as possible, and this is just going to help you to get an extra Blood Orb every 4 seconds. Down here, I went in 2 into Inspiring Leader. This will eventually be maxed out. I will also be maxed out Bonded in Essence and Death's Defense so that the minions are a little bit tankier and can actually stay alive more efficiently because they're going to constantly be getting healed. Here it'll be 60% plus the 10% from the regular heal, so 70% heal every 8 seconds. And then finally, we're going to take Rasmus Vigor because it's going to make it, after being healthy for 12 seconds, your next blood skill overpowers. And the timer is reduced by 2 seconds each time blood orbs heal or overheal you for whatever the actual life is at that time. Is all based on, I believe, your maximum health. I'm not sure because earlier when I grabbed this, it was 420 life. Now it's 440 life. So I believe it goes up with your level. However, if you can get a hand on those, on the pants I showed earlier, the aspect of the Balmer, put on whatever piece of gear you have. But if you're spawning a lot of blood orbs, you're going to be healing like crazy, which means you're also going to be constantly reducing the cooldown on a guaranteed overpower through Rasmus Vigor. It's really fun. Now, obviously, this is not an end game build because this is day 1 of the season. I worked 10 hours earlier today at my actual job and then had time to make this after I was able to level up to, what am I at now, 26. I'll probably hit 30, maybe 35 before I go to bed, but I wanted to get this out because I had some people, and I was playing earlier, asking me what kind of build I was running because it looked really fun. So here's what it is. It's really, really fun. So let's go over to the gear. So again, get the best gear you can. This is leveling. You just want to throw on the best pieces you can possibly find, especially if you find good aspects like this one where it increases skeletal mages by 2. If you can increase your mages by 2, your warriors by 2, it's free damage because you're going to have more minions, which means they're going to be doing more damage output. Basic skills gain 23% increased attack speed. This is amazing for hemorrhage, which already has the 20% attack speed. This one doesn't really matter. This is just the best pants I could find. This one was kind of cool. So you deal increased damage for each second you stand still. So I'm at 541 attack power at level 26. Take a step, it goes down to 416. But if you're spamming out, hemorrhages or blood lances, you're standing still. So this is going to ramp up your damage for free. Again, just use what you can find for now. While unstoppable, you gain movement speed. Again, use what you can find. The only unstoppable I could get is if I were to take blood mist. And I don't have that. Actually, I think I can assign it because I think I have it from a piece of gear. Yeah, we'll just assign that there. Boop, there we go. Now I have my unstoppable. And then finally, this is your bread and butter. So you're going to want this one. Obviously, you want a max roll one, so you want the 50%. Blood Lance will consume blood orbs and also conjure lances from them. Each additional blood lance deals 50% of normal damage and prioritizes targeting unlanced enemies. However, if you are on a boss, all of those will turn and hit the boss. So if you have 5 blood orbs next to the boss and then you shoot out a blood lance, he's going to have 5 additional lances, all at 50% damage, hitting him at the same time. So it's effectively like shooting out 3.5 lances for the cost of 1. So that's going to be one of the big parts of our build. The other ones, I just put some in here that will actually, let me throw the blood mist in here because I just put up my bar anyways. So increase maximum mages by 2. You want the aspect of the bomber whenever you can get your hands on it. It is not a codex of power, so therefore you have to get this one to drop. So that's the unfortunate part, is you can't just go finish a dungeon and then throw this on a piece of gear as you're leveling. So if you get a max roll one, maybe hold on to it until you're getting towards, world tier. Once you're in world tier 4 and you get a really nice piece that drops that you're not going to be upgrading for a long time. Or if you get a second aspect to the bomber that drops, that's even better. Throw on the weaker one while you're leveling. Maximum number of skeletal warriors, always good because it's going to give you again more damage output for free. And gore quills, which is the one we just read earlier, which is the free blood lances from blood orbs. So for your minions, I went with skeletal warriors, reapers number 2, so it's going to give you a free corpse just randomly. 15% chance to carve off a free corpse. So you're going to be generating more corpses. If you have aspect to the bomber, which means you'll be spending more corpses, which means you'll be getting more bloods, which means you'll be getting the better cooldown on your ultimate, and you'll be getting increased amount of blood lances whenever you're shooting at people. For mages, I went for cold mages number 1, so you get 2 essence for free. You can literally choose whichever you want here. I don't generally like bone mages because they kill themselves and it's not worth it. I haven't gone and done the quest yet for the golem. I'm not really sure which golem I want to take, or even if I want to take a golem. You could sacrifice the blood golem and get 10% increased maximum health, which is going to synergize well with your undying vampiric power, which makes it so casting skills heals you for 3% of your life. Now, this is any skill, and I mean any skill, which is why I said if you are just, spamming hemorrhage, if you just, say this guy is a boss and you're just spamming hemorrhage into him, you will not die because you're going to be life leeching back more health than he can take from you. It's absolutely insane. If one of your minions dies, you cast Ray Skeleton, it will heal you for 3% of your max health. Every single thing that you do will heal you for 3% of your max health. Every ability that you cast. Now, I did test, this was early on, I did test with Decompose, because Decompose is a channel, and I was wondering if it would actually work with every single tick. It does not. It's on the specific cast itself. So you would have to literally just spam Decompose over and over. You'd have to just hold shift and just spam left click, or if you had it on one of the number keys, you'd have to just spam that key over and over and over to get the free healing. Would be very inefficient. It's better to just take hemorrhage with the increased attack speed. Now, at max level, you will not be using hemorrhage with increased attack speed because you're going to have Corpse Explosion, you're going to have Ray Skeleton, you're going to have all these other abilities that you're going to constantly be casting, which will be healing you, so you will not need to have Hemorrhage with Acolyte. You'll at that point you'll be dropping this and reassigning it somewhere else. But for now, while leveling, this is where you're going to want it because it's going to make it so you cannot die. All right, now I only have this one here. This is the free vampiric power that you get at the very beginning. All the other vampiric powers that you get, you have to spend the potent bloods to unlock them. So what I have in here is what I had available for the packs, right? I'm dying to get that. 1.5% is what is at base. Whenever it's fully maxed out, it is when it goes up to 3%. I put in Coven's Fangs. Again, a lot of these are just for free damage or because I had the packs available for them. Blood Boil. This is insane. When your core skills overpower an enemy, you spawn 3 volatile blood drops. Collecting a volatile blood drop causes it to explode, dealing whatever to whatever physical damage around you. Every 30 seconds, your next skill is guaranteed to overpower. So we've already got a guaranteed overpower through Rathma's Vigor. Now we have a guaranteed overpower through Blood Boil. And they're going to just be causing guaranteed overpowers constantly. You also have a guaranteed overpower through Bloodlance. After casting Bloodlance 6 times, your next cast of Bloodlance is guaranteed to overpower. So all of these things are just guaranteeing overpower. Since they fixed overpower, I didn't want to make another crit vuln build like the launch of the game and all of Season 1. That's all anyone played because overpower builds were not well tuned and they supposedly fixed them. So I'm going to test that. All right, and finally we have Infection, which is this again is just free damage. That's the only reason I have it in here. But hitting enemies with direct damage inflicts them with a pox. Inflicting pox 8 times on an enemy expunges their infection, dealing whatever to whatever poison damage. As your damage ramps up, both of these damages will ramp up with them and scale. So as you get better and better gear, all of these things that are doing damage are going to do more and more damage. And of course, I'm not high enough to get to Paragons yet because I am still leveling, as most people. So I hope that this build helps you. I hope you have an enjoyable Season 2. So far for me, it has been a blast. Like, leveling has actually been really fun this time around. And I know generally up to about level 80 or so is whenever the leveling is really, really fun. 80 to 100 is whenever it gets bad. So I'll see how it is at that time, which for me should probably be in a day or two because, again, I do work quite long hours and I don't have as much time to play as I would like, and I did not take any vacation time for this season. So that is all I have for you guys today. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If so, please let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that fun YouTuber blah 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 stuff that people like to say. Have a good day.